Hello and welcome to the Happiness Within Tour with Mike P and Uncle B. This is the place where we try to find that elusive happiness from within. What are those traits that make people so happy all the time? Don't forget that you're part of this conversation, so remember, like, share, and definitely comment. The Happiness Within Tour with Mike P and Uncle B. Hey everybody, hello. It is Mike P and Uncle B, and this is the Happiness from Within Tour. And today we have a special guest, someone that we've known for such a long time. How long have you known our guest, Mike?
Oh, maybe 2-3 weeks. Yeah, it's been I don't know, 10, 12 years, maybe.
I've known her for over. Oh my God, I don't even want to say it. Are you ready?
She tells me a
Older
lot.
than me.
So sometimes I'm sitting
50 years.
See that?
I think 50 years. It's been many, many, many years. Too many. And of course, like, I think she was only one when I met her. I can say
that too.
Everyone, please welcome Eileen from Paixao Jewellers. And we are so happy. Anybody that is the epitome of happiness from within, she is. Hello. How are you?
What's happening?
I'm fine. Hey, Mike.
How are you?
Hey, Billy. I'm good. How about you guys?
We're doing pretty good. So let me ask you, I think it is, and I hate to say it because we're, I don't give away age, but I think it has to be over 40 years. It might be 50 years.
I think you
folk
are
group
correct.
at the Mother of Sorrows folk group.
Folk group.
Yeah. Oh, she was in the folk group.
Wow.
Yeah.
And were
She was
you?
in the. Are you? Wait, did you just give me the middle finger, or did you scratch?
No, I was scratching my
Are you
face.
sure?
No obscene gestures on
she
this
just
show.
gave me the middle finger.
Hey, I just celebrated a birthday, but you would be correct. It's about 50 years that we've known
Is it 50 years? 50 years.
Let's see. If I'm being completely honest, it would have been like 52 years.
Wow. Well, that's a long time, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's me.
That's probably your whole age, Mike.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
I was one.
Mike may get that finger, though, Billy. I did not give it to you.
I didn't do that myself. I can't believe he just said that.
I'm used to it. Just be, my wife is, I think, older than both of you, so I'm allowed to say that.
He didn't have more than the middle finger tonight.
Hey,
after I'm saying that, he's way in trouble.
That fact, I mean, she looks a hell of a lot better than me. That's stressing.
Nice save, Mike. Nice save.
Nice save. So, Eileen, this is called the Happiness from Within Tour, and we talk about like what qualities people have that make them happy no matter what. And we've discussed different things. So we've discussed faith. Faith has been one of them. And do you believe that because of our upbringing at Mother of Sorrows and in the church, that is part of why we're always so happy? Because you're always happy. I've never seen you, let's put it this way, I've never seen you not happy. I'm not saying not irritated at times, I'm sure. But I'm saying, I think no matter what life hands you, you have persevered.
I would agree with that. I think life is too short. So, yes, I would say faith does have a big part to do with that. And just realizing that really there's no obstacle that's too big that you can't get over if you set your mind to it.
Right.
No, I completely agree with Eileen, honestly. I mean, I do believe that at times it does get a little challenging.
Yeah.
But no, I completely agree that life is a bunch of choices, and you choose to be happy or you choose to be miserable, and you choose to do things that make you happy.
There
So
you
yeah,
go. Now, in your business,
mine or
it's
Eileen.
that's
Yeah,
so
because those
true,
are polar opposite.
right? That is the polar opposite. That is the polar opposite. But in your Eileen, in your business, it is a lot of happiness because it's all, how can you not be happy around a lot of jewelry? I mean, it's everything is an engagement or something like that, right? So it's all your business is always happy too.
It can be, but on the flip side, what people don't see is there is also that side of it where I love jewelry and have never changed it just because of the stories that it tells. And when you compare Mike's business and my business, it's funny because I did have a customer who had called me whose fiance died in a car crash
Oh my
two
God.
days before their wedding. And she reached out to me, and all she wanted was to be able to bury her fiance with his wedding band.
Oof.
And would I be able to get that band to her? And they were going to have a ceremony. So, I mean, at midnight, I was going into the store, getting the wedding band, and then driving it to Burgettstown so that they can have it the next day. So that was something that meant a lot to her. And that was something she needed for that closure. So there's a lot of interesting things that happen in jewelry that are interesting stories because it's all about the memories and the stories that are told with it. So it is true. It's very, very happy. But then you have something like that where that was one of the first things that went through her mind, that she wanted to be able to give that to him.
Wow. Well,
Yeah,
you talk about it all the time on how
I
you get
thought
the
you were going to say
call, you
something
have to go.
completely different.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, say it again. I'm
I
sorry.
thought you were going to say something completely different. In regard to a piece of jewelry and a memory. In one of your clients. I mean, just the fingerprint stuff.
Right.
Would have been a little sad scenario, but a little happier. I would have never guessed to get that ring out to them. Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of those things. And yeah, the fingerprint jewelry that we do, the things where people come in and they bring their cards in that say, love mom, love dad, and then, mom or dad have passed away, and then we create the jewelry that has their signature on it. And it's something that they always want to wear, or they wear the keepsake with the ashes in it. So it does, kind of as strange as it sounds, jewelry and Mike's business do tie in hand because it's all about those memories carrying on and what someone wants and what that memory means to them.
I think we lost Billy.
No,
I think he's stunned.
I am stunned.
Yeah.
I am out there. I'm speechless. I am stunned. Yeah, I'm stunned. I never knew. So what you're saying is there is a piece of jewelry you can get with someone's signature?
Mhm. There's actually, whether it be a heart or a disc, or whether they want to wear it on a necklace or on a bracelet, it's really interesting. So we've done so many things. It's one of the reasons, again, that I love it. There's so many different, unique things. And if somebody has a card that, their mom always signed, I love you more, mom, that can be put on in their mother's handwriting. We've had people where you can get the
Amazing.
fingerprint on it.
Yeah.
So it's cool stuff like that. I mean, we actually had someone who had lost their animal and wanted the ashes burned into the actual gold, and we did that. So it's so many creative things that can be done that it's just finding a way to bring comfort to someone.
So, Mike, it's like the parting stones. We talked
Yeah.
about the
Yep.
parting stones, and I do you know what the parting stones are, Eileen?
No,
So
no.
they take your ashes and they go ahead, Mike.
Well, there's a company that I found a while ago. They're based out of New Mexico. I can take these cremains, send them down to New Mexico, chemically changing them to solid stones,
Right.
basically like smooth. Best way to describe it is if you skip a stone across the pond. But you get about 20 to 40 of them, and you could feel them, touch them, tangible, rub them. I think they're pretty cool just because it's something tangible.
I love that. I think that is so cool. And that's why I said it reminds me of the worry stones because you can just feel them and then you can feel the energy from that. I think that's amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, it's but they're again just like the jewelry where you can I can't tell you how many times, and I'm sure folks who come back to see you, they're constantly touching it and rubbing it.
Yep.
And so I really liked the parting stones because I thought, I've had a lot of loss in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And you think of them, or you maybe go to the cemetery, but it's not, it's also mystical, right? So I thought, well, I like this idea of the stone. So, like, even if you want to yell or scream or throw them across the room, like you could do it because it's
right.
It's
right.
Stone.
Physical.
So I like that idea, and but I never heard of the handwriting or any of that. That's great.
Yeah.
It's because of that whole scenario and doing the jewelry for people that I came up with because my daughter has tattoos. I was never someone who wanted tattoos, but doing that, we decided to get matching tattoos when she wanted. Basically, it says I love you in Isabella's handwriting.
Oh, nice.
And then her tattoo says I love you more because that's how I always have signed everything for her. But it all came about because of doing the jewelry for everybody else. And so many people would like dig for an old card or something that had their handwriting from the loved one. And so I just decided, all right, fine. If you really want me to get a tattoo, that was my one and only tattoo. We came up with the idea and we both agreed on it. So now we have matching tattoos in each other's handwriting.
Nice.
That's so cool. That's really cool. Now, you said something about these people that wanted to, I mean, don't say names, obviously, but they wanted the ring for the gentleman who passed.
Uh-huh.
Mike, do you bury a lot of people with jewelry?
Try not to. I will try to talk you out of it the most I can, Billy. Yeah, I would rather see, even if if it is just a simple band, I'll bite my tongue, but I really try to talk somebody out of it because that is a memory. And they're, again, tangible, which can be passed down from generation to generation to generation. So I really, really try to. Now, costume jewelry, hey, fine, I mean, but anything of value, yeah, I'll do my darndest to talk you out of it, and give that to somebody as a memory. Absolutely.
And I agree with Mike. I would always do that, except in this case because they weren't married and she wanted to have a ceremony because that was the love of her life and she wanted him to have that ring on her hand. And it was just a plain gold band because I was kind of the same way. No, but yeah. So
sometimes it helps, but I'll try to talk you up and down of keep it as a memory. Yeah, definitely.
You keep it as a memory. That makes sense.
I agree with you. I mean, we've done some very cool things again for memories. A woman lost her husband. We took his wedding band and we took her engagement ring, and his wedding band was engraved. We turned it into a pendant and floated her diamond in the center of it. But every time she looked down, she can see where he wrote, I love you in the wedding day. So, and then we took the shank and turned it into earrings. So anything that brings someone peace and joy and those memories that they're going to have, that means a lot. And it's one of the things, again, that I just love in jewelry because there are so many stories. And, when we create custom pieces, that it was stones that were, moms and grandmas and grandpa's stones, and we're putting them into a piece of jewelry. So every time they look at it, their family is together and it's touching it, holding it. It's just that warmth and that feeling you get. Again, it's just feel good energy.
Right, right. So we talk about happiness from within is helping others. And you really do that, but not in the way that everybody would think of engagement, gifts. It goes deeper. It goes a lot deeper.
It does. I mean, everyone sees it just as, yes, it's a happy time because, like you said, it's an engagement. It's, an anniversary, and all those things are wonderful. But there are so many levels to it that I'll give my own age away because I've been doing this for 46 years. So there are some amazing stories that, go hand in hand with it.
How did you get started?
It was crazy because a little secret no one or rarely people know about me. I actually have my license to do hair. I went to beauty school. And
really?
I did.
Mike, did you know that?
No, I did.
I didn't know that.
Oh, and I need now, right?
Yeah. I was going to say, don't ask me to trim your beard and cut your hair. I'm not doing
I wasn't
it.
talking about me.
Me?
No. They won't talk back, man.
No. Oh,
I know exactly. Oh, it took you a minute.
You only got to do the top part. You don't have to worry about the back either.
This is so wrong on so many levels. This is so wrong.
It's the happiness within tour. It brought Mike happiness to think about, oh, wait, now I have someone who can help me out here. I didn't know that.
You got to figure how many times you have a client that don't bitch back to you, huh?
I know. And Mike, look at this. We have made Billy speechless twice. In one night. Isn't that awesome?
I just like the facial expressions.
And the best
I guess
part
I
is
never gave that a thought.
Get it. Again, once again, it's those things that you don't think about when it's other people's business that you sit there and go, wait a second, I guess I didn't realize that goes into it. Making that person look like they did.
Right. Wow. So Mike, who does it? Do you do that? Are you like,
no,
I
will try to, I'll comb like a gentleman's hair or something simple, but my mother actually is a beautician.
So she does it.
Yeah, she does all the women's stuff. So yeah, we're she does all that stuff. No, wait.
You guys got me today. All right, so wait, so you have your cosmetology license.
Yes.
How does that lead to jewelry?
Well, I just worked in the field, ended up hating it, but I worked at David Weiss part-time while I was in beauty school.
Wow, David Weiss, that is a blast. Huh?
Which
yes.
Done off the
Allegheny Center.
Allegheny, nice. See that?
Allegheny Center.
Wow.
And then one of the people who were working with me at David Weiss said, hey, Eileen, would you come down to the Clark building with me and help me? I want to look at something, but I want your opinion. I said, fine. And then I went there and the guy started talking to me and I wrote something down and he said, wow, you have really nice handwriting. What do you do? And I said, I work in jewelry and I am in beauty school. He's like, wow, you want a job? And I was like, what? I already have a job. He's like, no, but I could pay you more. You should come and work for me. And then I went there. So I never had a resume. It was like always people knew me and then just kind of knew that I was in the business for so long. So, and then I went to Bailey Banks and Biddle. And then I was at Hardy and Hayes. So it was like constant. So it's been a long time.
Very cool.
And then finally you started your own.
Finally started my own. 5.5 years now.
So this is something I just posted this today. Like Vera Wang was 40 before she did her first wedding gown. It was her own gown.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Colonel Sanders was 65.
Oh, he got me beat. I started 65. Before that.
65. And I think Roy Kroc was 45. I think he sold
And
like paper cups.
I'll add a few more to that. Sam Walton and Henry Ford were
Yes,
both older, in their 40s and 50s when they started their business.
when they started their own. Now, how long did you start before you started taking over the funeral home?
Oh, I started right from high school. I went right into Point Park, straight into mortuary school. I was a licensed funeral director at 21. Left for a
So
couple
you
of years.
started early. You started early. You
I
knew
left
that it was a family business. You knew.
yes and no. I took the opportunity, but I left for a few years because I wasn't. And again, this is hindsight, but I wasn't ready for it. I didn't realize the importance of what I did. And then after a
Okay.
few years, I slowly came back, and my grandfather decided to retire, and he did the
Yep.
retired thing for a few years, and here I am 30 years later.
So that's fortunate. That's fortunate to get it so young.
Yes.
Now, Eileen, because I feel like at 62, I'm finally coming into my own, right? And I think the years of all the stuff that went into it is what's now making it come to reality for me. So for you, all those different opportunities then led to your own,
Right.
right? You're
I
like, I'm
mean,
not working for anybody else anymore. I'm on my own,
right.
right? Because I worked in insurance. I did so many different things for other people. I didn't do for myself until I hit like 59, maybe. I don't know how long. I think it's 59. That finally Enzo and Shannon were like, look, what are you going to do for yourself? Like, stop working for other people. Are you going to wait till you're 80? And I'm like, that makes sense. So I started for myself. So it took you how long then? 5 years ago.
Well, it's 5.5, but it was the best thing because I mean the company I worked for closed, and so everywhere that I have ever worked, every jewelry store is out of business. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. The next
Yeah.
time someplace closes, it's going to be because I choose to make that decision, not someone else. So that's how that happened.
Oh, good. That is so good.
Hey,
Yeah.
nothing like, having a child in college and both you and your spouse losing a job to go, well, now what are we doing? We're not doing this for someone else.
So really, that's when it happened? She
Yeah.
was starting school?
She was in college, she was in undergrad, and the company closed. We found out a week before it went public in October, and it closed in January. And we opened in February
Oh, wow.
And you
of
haven't looked back since?
2018. Never
And
looked
you haven't?
back.
No? You haven't looked back since?
No,
Okay,
No?
so here's a
it
question.
was the best move, and it happened. I always say God works in mysterious ways, and He
God works
certainly
in
did.
mysterious ways.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So after 40 years of doing this, and one place after another, just learning, how has the jewelry business changed, grown,
Good
improved
question.
through the years? Because I mean, there again, I mean, funeral service, I get to comment, people die all the time. I'll tell you from firsthand, it has changed dramatically, and you have to evolve.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because
I
you're in a
mean,
little, you're not in a a high priced big building. I mean, you're in a modest community, um, doing well, and word of mouth travels.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's based on, I always say, word of mouth is the best. I feel like we treat everyone the way we would want to be treated. I mean, I don't want anyone to feel it's so many times people are scared to walk into a jewelry store because it's very pretentious. They automatically feel somebody shoveling down your throat. And I never want anyone to feel that way. That's why no longer there's suits and ties or anything like that. You may come into work and I may have a pair of jeans on and just a basic shirt. And you might come in and, Paulino might be outside cutting the bushes because we think they're overgrown and we don't like the way it
Right.
looks.
Right.
So it everything. And it doesn't matter. People will come in just to have a coffee and sit around and talk just
Or a
because
cocktail.
they had some time.
Or a cocktail, everybody. Or a
Or a
cocktail.
cocktail.
That's
Yeah,
right.
there's usually, well, there's lots of cocktails sometimes
There's
at the
cocktails there.
store.
There is cocktails there. And what a better
It's
way to
because
shop for jewelry.
it's great when I have customers who call ahead of time and go, how many people are in the store? And I tell them, they're like, okay, I'm taking an order. What kind of slushies do they want? So it works. We always try to
What kind of
generate
what?
business.
Say it again. What kind of slushy?
Slushies. Yeah. Cinecrope will get a shout out for me because all my customers love going down there. Oh, one of the things that has been very cool about having the business in Kennedy, and because I grew up here, it was, warm and dear to my heart. I'm not going to lie. I was like, oh, do I really want this in my backyard? But it's amazing being there and hearing so much history about our community that I never knew. Seeing people who, one of my first customers who walked in the store, I will never forget, was 95 years old. And he walked in, he looked at me and he said, young lady, do you remember who I am? And he stood there with his arms crossed. And I said, yes, I do. And it was Mr. Cassano, Will. Remember Will
Wow.
Cassano?
Yeah.
And I said, yes, I do, Mr. Cassano. How are you? And he goes, you look the same as when you walk down my street every day. And I was like, okay, so your eyesight's bad, but it's so good to see you. But those are the things, again, about being in a small community. But then I have so many customers from over the years who come in from McMurray and West Virginia and Virginia and Tennessee who travel and are introduced to our community and all of our, the bakery, the hot sausage, and all the little stores that we have. So it's so cool that way. And seeing people go, oh my God, your restaurants are so good. I love this. I love that. And it's things that I would never have expected, but I love hearing all the history and all of the different things. As a matter of fact, I met a cousin of yours today, Billy. You're related to everybody and their
I am.
brother.
Yeah. I think I am.
Jimmy Esposito.
Oh, there's two Jimmys.
Well, I know one's Esposito, one's Esposito. Pick who's saying it which way.
That's true. So he was in today?
Yeah, he stopped in today just to get his finger sized. And that's just it. Like people will come in and he was like pleasantly surprised. He said, I didn't think I could just come in here and you would just size my finger. And then an hour later, he walked out and texted me later and was like, it was so much fun just coming in and being able to get to know the two of you guys that it was just so down to earth and real.
That is so true. That when you go in there, it is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to come in your store. It really is. It is. Sometimes I'll go in the store. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
It's just nice and casual.
Yeah,
it is. Thank you.
Just listening to you, and there again, the same community. I mean, you got upper and lower rocks. I mean, but the same people all the way around. And yeah, it's fun. They're casual. They're decent people. And yeah, you just sort of sit back and listen to their stories and realize, I mean, what they've done and how the community grew. And I mean, yeah, it's amazing.
He asked you, though, how the jewelry industry has changed.
It's changed a lot. I mean, you go into, naturally gold prices have increased. But then again, so have salaries increased. So it's one of those things where you can't go in the mindset thinking of our age and remembering, in 2000, gold was $285 an ounce, but also your salary wasn't the same as what it was back then either.
Right.
Then you have the difference with lab grown diamonds, which are natural diamonds. So what's the difference there? Some of the younger kids like the lab grown diamonds because, they feel it's not altering the earth. It's happening in a lab. And in fact, it is a diamond. The composition is the same. It's just they're taking the process that happens naturally in the earth and now recreating the pressure and the temperature in a lab.
So that's a whole new thing.
It's a whole new thing.
It's a whole new thing. So that's a way that when he was asked the question, I liked it because for me, if I wanted to reach so many people singing, I would have to sing in a nightclub and hope 200 or 300 people come in, to
Right.
see me sing. Now, in this day and age, I don't need to do that. I could sit at home and recreate a stage and do what I have to do. So it has evolved. So the same thing with the jewelry industry, and that's just one aspect, right? Is the diamonds.
Right. The diamonds, the jewelry, social media is huge for us. And it is, like you said, I mean, yes, word of mouth is going to be great. But, when I show something on Instagram or Facebook, people immediately comment. They want to know. And jewelry is so much like clothing. And I tell people that you need to come in, you need to try it on. Just because something looks beautiful on someone else doesn't mean it's going to look great on you. Some people look better in white gold. Some people look better in yellow gold. Myself, some people look great in a lariat style necklace. I can't. I have no décolleté. I'm really short. So for me, I had put something like a lariat that hangs down and it goes into Never Never Land, never to be seen again.
Wait, what did you say? Décolleté?
Décolleté. It's this area
Mike,
up here.
do you realize each guest has taught us new words, right?
Yeah.
Like when the chef was on the uomo or whatever palette, I forget what he was saying. We're like, what are you saying?
Palette, yeah.
You remember? So what is this now? What's a décolleté?
It's just the area of below your neck and above your breast area. That's that whole chest area. Yes, décolleté.
The other people may know that, or you may know that out there, but I don't know that. Okay,
that's your upper chest.
Did you know that?
There you go.
Know that before you?
Upper chest. No.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, you're lying.
Not a clue.
So when I go to the gym, there's no décolleté exercises that I've ever read about.
It's an upper chest,
So what are some other changes that you've seen in the industry?
The mixture of metals. I mean, jewelry, again, is going to be like clothing. It's cyclical. So many trends come back, for the longest time, when we were young, our parents, everything that they had was yellow gold and it had an illusion setting. Yep, it was yellow gold, had an illusion setting, meaning an illusion made the diamond look bigger. Well, now that illusion setting is just turned into what's now called a halo. So the verbiage has changed, but it's still just adding, illusion originally had no diamond. And then they realized, oh, wait, we like seeing more diamonds. And then they added them a little bit more. And now modern day, it's a halo, or they have hidden halos. So it's just the changes, everyone remembers Mr. T and all the layering of the chains.
Right.
Well, layering is back again with clothing, because so much of the clothing is bigger, boxier, flowing. So because of that, they layer more things. And one of the interesting aspects of jewelry now are young men wearing almost like a choker of a gold chain. And
see, I'm always ahead of my time. Because I always would say to Shannon, I want the chain to be smaller. I want it to be like, you're not going to wear a choker. And I'm like, not a choker, but I don't want it to hang. Because if you're wearing a t-shirt or you're wearing, and it's too low, you really don't see it. So I don't mean a choker. You mean like a choker, or just mean a tighter chain?
A tighter chain. I mean, so basically, but that's going to vary in length because, someone like Mike's going to have a thicker neck than you do. But those shorter chains like that are also more uncomfortable when you sleep because you're going to feel that literally choking you. Exactly.
Yeah, literally.
So the trends constantly change. So jewelry follows clothing. So as those trends change, so does the jewelry industry. So the layering is in the chandelier earrings, the big dangle earrings that were so popular in the 80s. All those dangle earrings are back again, which I love because I never stopped wearing them.
So, and another thing I want to ask you: can you mix like silver and gold? You know, they say you don't do that. You either wear all gold or you wear all silver or all white gold.
No, it's just your personal preference.
Okay.
Me, I'm not a matchy person. So I love seeing yellow and white mix. Certain things, certain rings, certain styles, when I look at it and I'm doing the buying, they just look warmer and look better in yellow gold. Other pieces that may be more clean and sleek look better in white gold and they just blend. But, rose gold is popular, but it all depends on your body, your coloration of your skin tones, because both of you guys both are darker complected. So you get tan and you try to wear rose gold, it's going to blend into your skin and you're not going to notice it.
Now, do a lot of guys wear rose gold?
Oh, I have a lot of rose gold looks very good. And interesting, rose gold originally was for men, and you would see it in pocket watches and on watches. One of the first watches, Patek Philippe, a strap watch, was in rose gold.
I didn't know
and
that.
It was, it's just a great look. I don't tend to like a piece that's all rose. I like it more as an accent color, but if you're very fair complected and you have a lot of pink undertones in your skin, rose gold is going to look really good on you.
I'd never think any of this stuff. I'm like, okay, I like that.
Yeah. I like what, just like that. I don't think of what.
No, I mean, that's just me, but I mean, I'm a simple person just in general.
That's why when you come into my store, everyone who knows me knows that I talk a lot, but I will ask you a zillion questions because it's going to form you, Mike, to think. Like I'm going to say, okay, what type of work does Nancy do? How does she want to wear this? Do you think she's going to wear it on her right hand or her left hand? When it comes down to your downtime, are you guys more of a dinner and a movie, or are you biking and going to the gym and doing different things? Because I want you to be able to buy her a piece of jewelry that's going to be functional for her lifestyle, for the way she wants to wear it.
Mike, I never would have thought of that.
Differences.
Yeah. Just okay, I like that, and go wrap it up.
Yeah, that's what people would tell you, and I'm like, no. We got lots of questions.
So, with that being said, that leads me right to this question. How, Mike?
That's why I let her pick her own stuff out.
No, that's the wrong thing. Men don't ever do that. That's the biggest complaint I get from women. What? That they miss the fact that they're not surprised, which is why two things. One, when you come in, I ask you so many questions because I guarantee you pretty good at guiding you to something that she's really going to like when you answer certain questions. Or B, when she does come in, I create a wish list so that way, it's like get out of the doghouse. Like, oh yeah, I really screwed up, Eileen. I need a piece of jewelry quick. And then I'll put it all in price ranges and say, how long have you been in that doghouse?
How much is it going to take to get out?
Exactly. Do you want food when you get out of that doghouse?
Oh,
I understand.
So see, Mike, you can't let her pick it out.
Don't let her pick it out. So the goal is don't let her pick it out. That's number one. Pick it out yourself.
Right. You have to surprise her.
Hey, Nancy, would you rather me surprise you with jewelry or pick it out?
It depends.
Depends on what?
Why don't you surprise me and see what I think?
Smart ass.
Oh, there we go.
Wait a minute, everybody. I want to make sure you heard that. Nancy, come into frame. Or no, maybe she doesn't want to.
Come on over.
She doesn't have to. She doesn't want to.
She's dealing with two puppies right now.
That's all right.
Hey, Nance, but if you get in the frame, we might get you a surprise piece of jewelry. Hint,
Did you hear what she said, though? He said, everybody, would you rather be surprised or would you rather pick it out? And she said, why don't you surprise me and we'll find out? I think that was great. That was the best answer ever.
Our anniversary's coming up. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think
Anniversary's
that's
coming
a
up.
stupendous idea.
Yeah. See, there you go.
And Mike, I
Look at
already
his
have a
eyes.
good idea of the
Eyes,
styles
everybody,
that
look
she
at his
likes.
Oh,
eyes.
do you? You've talked to her.
Yeah,
now,
she
huh?
likes unique and different. Hence
I
why
do.
she's with
Look
you.
at his
I
eyes.
do. See, there you go.
I'm unique and different, huh?
Exactly. She likes her jewelry the same way as she likes her men.
That's
Unique
it.
and
Unique
different.
and different. Good job. Good job.
Yeah.
How many couples come in and pick out their own engagement rings together and not by themselves? Percentage wise.
I would say it's still let's put it this way. I'm going to say 95% come in without their significant other.
Well,
Of
that's
those
a lot.
5%. Oh, yeah, it is. Because again, there is nothing that can recreate the moment. Women love the fact you went out, you did it on your own. They're going to give you hints. It's social media. They'll send you pictures. They'll have a Pinterest board. They'll send you all these ideas. And you come in and I'm like, all right, does she have a Pinterest board? Did she send you pictures? Did she do any of this? We can look through all those pictures. And at that point, I could normally see a common denominator, even if it doesn't make sense to you, Mike, or to you, Billy. I'll find out that common look in all of those pieces. But I always tell men, even if they come in together, I'll say, bring her in just so she can try things on. We can get a finger size. We can play. And guarantee you, you can come in beforehand and you're going to come in the store and I'm going to act like I don't know you anyway, like you've never been in the store, because again, it's the surprise. An engagement, there are very few surprises that are happy surprises in life. Getting engaged, what the sex of your children is. There are certain things that I go, and I'm very type A. There are certain things that to me, you don't ever find out. You don't want to know. And that's how and when you're going to get engaged. And in my opinion, what the sex of your child is.
Yeah, I think that I agree with it. I think it should be a surprise all the way around.
You
Mike?
don't know the sex
Yeah,
anyway.
they're happy surprises.
Yeah.
You don't know the sex anyway. They have to choose that after the fact.
Oh,
Are we going to start getting political? We are not getting political.
we're
Turn your
not.
body,
I
turn
just
your
asked
body
you,
so
that
we can
was
see your
funny.
arm, and we're not getting political.
I
I'm not-
ended up buying. I ended up, and I guess it's been 6-7 years now. I ended up buying Nancy a very nice birthday present.
Okay.
Sitting here trying to think of which one it is.
Yeah, really.
Which were they?
Did it come on
So
a
there's
leash?
so many nice ones.
God.
So many
No, I
you
have
can't
those
figure out
two
which
here.
one it is.
No, it did not. I was very, very thoughtful with this gift as well.
Okay.
I'll give you a hint as well. It has to do with something that I do.
Oh, I know. I know.
Nancy knows what it is. I don't. Eileen? Something with the puppies?
No.
That's what I said. Did it come with a leash? And he said no.
No.
And it's not
got
the worry stones.
No. I got her a grave space.
I was just going to say, please don't tell me you picked out. I did not want to go there, that you picked out her gravesite already.
No, here's why. Hey, Eileen, that's the third time.
Number 3. This is number 3.
What's a better present
You think of $1 million. Better. Yes.
forever to live? So
Wow.
and there again, both of our families are over at St. Mark's. There's no room over where her parents are, but my grandparents had this, this whole corner, and there's a whole bunch of unused graves. So I wanted to make sure that she could lay next to me if I die first or she dies first. So made sure it was in writing and paid for the opening.
Wow.
Isn't he romantic?
See that?
He is so, you know what? At that point, Mike, I think you should have done one on top of the other, just in case you weren't dead. You could have gone first. She would be on top of you just to suffocate you after that statement.
He just said, isn't he romantic?
Oh, that was very sarcastic too, Bill.
I know.
Yeah. That gives a whole
Make
new
sure
meaning
everybody at
to
home heard what she said.
Now,
together forever.
I will guarantee Paulino has not thought about that with you, has he?
I'll guarantee it too. I know that.
He wants to be sent down the river.
I
I
know
mean,
what he
down the
wants-
ocean. You
I know
already
what he
know
wants
that,
to
Mike.
do.
Exactly. So no. I'm setting that sail real quick. There you go.
You're shoving him off. All right, we're changing this subject. This is enough.
So go ahead. You had a question.
Does anybody see the
two of us.
signs that are above our heads?
We're talking about happiness.
What
trust
do they
me.
say? They say the happiness from within tour.
Have you stopped laughing yet?
No, I haven't.
Now, you've been speechless twice, so we're doing really well.
3 times.
Well, three
It's 3
times.
times enough. The cemetery plot did me in. That was an
Okay.
anniversary present? Is that what you got it for your anniversary? You
I
said?
think it might have been a birthday gift. I can't remember.
Birthday gift. Oh, it's a good birthday gift.
Well, yeah, here, you're 1 year closer to being in the ground. So let me just tell you what I got you. Your opening.
No, honestly, the real reason this is 100% serious because of the rules and the regulations that are going on with the church cemeteries.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to make sure because it's my family's plots. You know, my great grandfather's. He was the one who bought all this stuff. I wanted to make sure that one of these jokers didn't pull the rug out from under us and say, "Well, you could be buried there, but you can't."
I get that.
Okay.
That was smart thinking.
They will force you into more money, which, not to talk about, the cemeteries in business, but I mean, yeah.
It is a big business, isn't it? The cemeteries is a big business. People think it's the funeral director, but I think it's the cemetery more than the funeral director.
And the church.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything involved.
But Mike, let me just put it out there.
Yeah.
That was not a birthday gift or an anniversary gift. That was a just because gift.
Oh, yeah. Just because I could.
Exactly. There you go. So don't try to do that because I would have put you in the doghouse if that was my
I think she appreciates it. I mean, I went out of my time and way to get that done,
I hope you bought a really nice car to go with that.
Would you say, Eileen? I'm sorry.
I said, I hope you bought a really, really nice, romantic, sweet card when you gave her that gift.
She laughed. Did you hear her in the background?
Wow, Mike. So in other words, not only do I have to help you pick out a piece of jewelry, I'm going to start buying cards and putting them in my store.
Oh, if you want some means. I mean, that's
wow. Because
that is not a bad idea. Eileen, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because every woman, I don't care. You can screw up and forget something. You have to give a card. And I tell everyone when they come in, I'm like, you better go have a really nice card to go along with this gift. Don't just hand her a gift in a Paixao Jeweler bag and go, okay, here, honey. Yeah, no, a card needs to go with it.
That's a good idea.
What do you mean a Paixao?
Sentiment in it.
I would usually put that into like one of those blue bags or white bags that
a CVS bag. You just stop.
Scale.
Yeah. Billy, go ahead. What's your question for the two of us?
This question for the both of you. I find this with myself. Knowing what we did in our 20s and 30s, and now how are you handling it with your own kids now that they're in that age group?
I'm scared to death.
Eileen, your kid's a pretty good kid. I know that. But
I was just gonna say.
But still, I'm sure there's stuff that you don't know.
She sadly no. She is wound as tight as I am, so it's bad. And she and I sometimes, I mean, she tells me a lot. So sometimes I'm sitting there going TMI, 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 but keep telling me. So it's scary just because of the way the world is now.
Yes,
but we always have. I'm very open with her about everything. So there's a lot of open communication because I think in our age, our parents didn't speak to us. It was like, don't do it. That's it. If you get
That was
caught, you're
it.
getting beat. That's
Yeah.
the end of it.
That was it.
There was no conversation.
It's a different world today than when you guys, we all grew up.
Mm-hmm.
That's my fear. And a lot of it is because of what I do. I see a lot of foolishness that is different today than
That
it
ends
was
badly.
when I was a teenager or 20s. I mean, that's my biggest fear. Now, there again, my kid is, I mean, she's a really good kid as far as I know. I mean, she's never really gotten in any major trouble. I mean, everybody does stupid stuff, but it's still scary because I know what I did at that age.
Right. And I
And I
do
wasn't
believe the world is different.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's easier in some aspects. Shit, she's in Arizona, she's having a blast. I mean, but that also scares me
Yeah.
because it's almost like there's no sense of responsibility. I mean, she wakes up, she goes to work, gets home, I don't know, 3 o'clock, goes sits by the pool, goes, happy hour, goes hangs out with her friends, and I mean,
I,
that's it.
I always wanted my kids to do and go and go. And then I saw like too many Liam Neeson movies.
No, that's yeah.
Stay right here. All right. So I'm not jumping off a bridge onto a boat over in some foreign country trying to find you because you got kidnapped. Like,
I mean, Billy, you
know,
the last time we did this, you heard the story of her calling me on St. Patrick's Day, bawling her eyes out.
no, I don't remember the
Oh,
story.
my Lord. Okay, so this was a year ago. She's what, 23, 24, I don't know.
Time out. Is she gonna be mad because you're telling this story?
No, because I told her.
Okay, go ahead.
It was 2 years ago. No, she won't be mad because I think this is absolutely ridiculous. But then the flip side of it, it's what you do as a parent. So she's a senior down at Pitt, and this is this Saturday, I think before after St. Patrick's Day. All right, so her and her friends or girlfriends decide she's going down to down to South Side.
Okay.
Honor. Look, I've been to Market Square whenever they had the St. Patrick's Day parades, and I don't remember coming home half the time. So I get
Right.
it. So she's on South Side, and this was a Saturday night. Nancy and I go to church. We get dinner. We come back home. I don't know, 7:30, quarter to 8. I get a phone call, and this girl is bawling her eyes out to the point that I could not understand what she is saying.
Oh my God.
I'm going bananas now because, okay, did you get arrested? Did you get raped? Did somebody do something to you? What's going
Right.
on?
Something's happened.
My phone battery died and I can't call anyone. I said,
What?
what? Yeah, exactly. I said, what?
She didn't
What?
know how to get.
Her phone battery died. Her cell phone battery died. She was using a charger from somebody at a bar, one of the bartenders, because this girl at 24 years old was bawling her eyes out because her phone battery died and her friends left her.
And she didn't know how to get back to Pitt.
She called an Uber. Uber obviously wasn't going to Southside with that debacle.
Right.
She called the police. And I said, you called the police to get a ride back to Oakland? Now, she's a biomedical engineer. She's a smart girl. I said, Jordan, the police don't give a damn about a 24-year-old drunk down in Southside. So I literally had to drive. I live out by the airport. I live in Moon. From my house to Southside. By 10th Street, you had a bunch of drunken green people everywhere walking in the middle of the streets. I finally get to her. She jumps in my car, swearing at all of her friends, obviously. No, she's an I watch too. Okay. And so I simply was the Uber to take her back to Oakland. And then I came home.
This might be the fourth speechless.
So there again, as a father, you do
You do what you have to do.
because
You
she's
do what
in
you have to do.
Southside and
Yeah.
she's scared to death.
Right.
But I'm thinking, seriously? Your phone battery died.
Yeah. But that was a panic. That was a
Mhm.
panic.
So by the time I
Wow.
got her to calm down, but yeah, I'm like, I mean, seriously?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the stuff that I'm fearful of. Stupid shit, but
That's stupid. I mean, that's not, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make light of it or say that.
no,
That's
it
kind of
really
ignorant. I didn't mean it
was.
like that. But that's
Now,
not,
now,
that's not bad.
now,
But to her, that was a panic.
right. Okay, so I'm gonna go back, I don't know, 40 years, about 40 years, 35 to 40 years. Think about where you were back then.
Yeah.
There were no cell phones.
No,
Never mommy and daddy go to pick you up. You walked your ass home. So
exactly.
yeah.
I remember being at Tower Field.
And you figured you were going to be sober by the time you got home.
Yeah.
You had to, right? You better have been sober. You better have been sober.
Exactly.
When I think of how, well, of course, things are so different, but how many times confetti, if anybody remembers confettis, you remember
Oh, I
that?
lived there.
Yeah.
It was automatic pilot. I don't even know how I got home sometimes.
Uh-huh.
I don't even know how I got home sometimes. It was like the car had its own, it knew how to get home. And now I'm so like, don't drive, don't go. No, you don't. And when I think of what I did compared to now, but everything's so different now.
In her defense, they will all take Ubers. I'd get behind the damn wheel of a car.
Yeah, which is they're smarter. They're smarter than we are.
So it's like, what do you do? The drugs are different because they're so poison. Most of them are more reasonable drinking and driving because they have the access to Uber. But what do? You're scared to death.
Eileen, you're not so scared. You're okay.
I mean, I wasn't that party girl. I wasn't that, I was probably more naive, and Isabella very much is like me. I mean, her biggest thing was I got a fear today. She sent it and thinks it's so cool that she's in the hospital and had 4 inmates. And I'm sitting there going, well, are the police there? Please tell me they're in handcuffs.
Right.
What are you talking about? I'm like, well, what's going on? And she's like, 2 of them have chest pains. 2 tried to commit suicide. So the psyche evals. And I'm like, all right, again, are they in handcuffs? Are you okay? I mean, so that was just like a reality check of what she's doing. And I never thought about, that here you are, you're in the medical field, and then you got gunmen who will come in or prisoners and stuff like that. And I'm like, really? And it doesn't phase it. She's like, okay, yeah, we still have to help them. But I don't worry so much about the partying and the drinking because, I mean, she's just kind of like, yeah, it's not worth it. She has so many stomach issues. She's like, drinking, I don't feel good, so I'm not doing it.
That's good.
And she tried it. She tells me everything again. She's like, I don't know if people like dope, don't like it, not doing vaping, not into it, did it once, didn't like it. So I'm like, all right, did you try anything else? She's like, yeah,
like
no,
Enzo,
not really
Enzo
into
will be
it.
like that with me. He tells me pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's to the point where I'm like, don't tell me. But he tells me. And so it's good to know. It's good to know. Now, my daughters, no, they don't tell me. They keep me in the dark.
I normally I think that's a lot with daughters and fathers.
They keep me in the dark.
I think daughters are a little bit different with moms.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you ever have somebody come in and ask for something that you're like, but what do you do? Do you just do what they want, or do you try?
Again, I will tell you, a lot of people probably would just do that. I'm someone who will say, if they go, hey, what do you think? And I'm like, okay, you really want my opinion? Because if you're asking for my opinion, I'm not going to lie to you. And I'm like, no, I don't think that's a real good idea. I had somebody who's like, do you get gold teeth? Excuse me? Do you do gold teeth? I'm like, no, you might want to check that out with your dentist. I don't, if you want me to find someone who will put a grill on your teeth, I can look for something like that. I've had people come in and say, do you buy gold? And I was like, no, I don't. But what is it that you have? I've never done this again in my life. I put my hand out and they dropped 5 teeth in my hand.
Nice.
I was like, Now I just put a tray and I go, what do you have? I was
Now
like,
let's
that
pick
gross
number
me.
5. Five speechless comments.
Yeah. See, you should know if you bring me on and then there's Mike that we're going to have you speak.
They
On. Yeah.
dropped gold teeth in your hands.
And I literally went, oh, are you disgusting? What made you think that was okay to do?
It's gold. It's sanitary.
Yes, I
What about
also,
you?
I hate a little trick is if a ring gets stuck on your hands, you spray Windex on it. Windex has ammonia, causes your hand to contract. The ring will come off easy.
Okay.
I literally will tell anyone who's out there watching Happiness Within, if there's anything that does not make a jeweler happy, if you can't get your ring off, please do not stick your finger in your mouth, lick it, and then try to pull that ring off and hand it to me. I don't want your saliva all over me. Go, Billy. Billy, that is a common thing.
And that
People don't
happens?
lick their
That
finger
really happens. Here, I can get this
constantly.
ring off. Here, try to get it off. You try to get it off.
Yes. Yeah. I can give you the visual. Yeah. Like whole hand in your mouth. Yeah. Licking that finger to try to pull it off. I'm like, no, stop. I got Windex. It works much better. I think, what are we up to? 5 now for you?
96. 96.
Yeah,
Mike,
yeah.
what is something that someone has requested that you're like, this is just an awful idea? Without giving names.
I mean, if you want to stay with the gold teeth thing, man, I've pulled out a gold tooth. There's number 7.
There we go. That's what I said. Yeah, I get people who ask me if I would do a gold tooth. I'm like, that would be a dentist. No.
And this is
So wait, they don't want to bury the person with the gold tooth in their mouth. They're like, pull out that tooth. I want that gold.
There was actually a story behind it as well. So
I can't wait.
I bet there was.
I can't wait.
No, it makes sense.
I can't wait for another story.
It goes back to the memories. So
I was just
go ahead. I mean, so the gentleman that asked me was a dentist.
Okay.
His father was his first patient that he put a cap on. And he wanted it back as that memory. He probably made a chain out of it. He probably went to Eileen and made a chain out of it. So if you ever, yeah, but I mean,
wow. I just set it on a plain band. I mean, he should have wore that thing with pride. I wouldn't have turned it into a chain.
But yeah, no, it really meant something to him because his dad helped him get through dental school. Dad was his first real patient.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, no judgment, man. I'll try to do whatever, whatever somebody wants. I mean, look, I've told folks many times, if it's not illegal, I'll try to get it done for you. I mean,
you are amazed at how much jewelry
and
death are tied together.
Wow.
With memories.
I didn't realize it. Wow.
Tooth extraction 101.
Yeah.
Took the tooth out. And then did you? Yeah, so you did it. You gave him the tooth.
Yeah. I gave him back his tooth. Yeah.
I'm learning a lot.
Implants. I've had to. They that's always fun.
What do you mean implants? Like breast implants?
No. Oh, I was thinking teeth implants. We went from teeth to boobs. I was a little confused.
I think he's talking boobs. Are you talking boobs? Yeah. So wait, so breast implants have to come out before you get buried?
No. Obviously there's a few different types.
Did they want to recycle?
No. So I didn't realize.
Your daughter didn't want to use them.
I didn't realize. So two different scenarios on it. One of them is cremation.
I paid for these. I want for the next one.
You'd be surprised. No, so I never realized.
I want to hear. Yes.
I never realized because the crematory that I used prior really never said anything, nor did they care. But apparently, Silicone, the old silicone style,
Okay.
they don't cremate very well, and it's a mess.
Oh,
So if you can imagine like just taking a tube, like a caulking tube of silicone and squeezing it out,
yeah.
that's what you got to deal with. It's
Wait,
nasty.
Oh.
you have to deal with, or what the crematory has to do with?
So if I don't take them out, then they don't burn real well and it becomes real sloppy in the machine.
Oh
It's you,
my
it's you and
God.
me right now. Go ahead. Oh my God.
That's amazing. I mean, and again, things that you wouldn't think of. And we went from teeth to implants. I'm thinking we were still talking buck teeth. I didn't know we were talking below the décolleté. So, wow.
Let's say my new word. I'll be
I
using
know
it
that's why I said
all day
it
tomorrow.
again, just so that was
All
to
day
help
tomorrow,
you.
I'll be using that word. So everybody who's watching, Mike had to go. We got a call. So we're still on with Eileen from Paixao Jewellers. And I want to know, have you ever did an engagement ring that the bride to be did not like it?
I did not like it or did not accept it and the engagement didn't happen. I've had both.
Ooh. Well, let's start with it did not like it.
Just basically it was everything she wanted. This is why I say, you need to go in and try things on because something that your girlfriend has or that you've seen in a magazine does not mean that it's going to look good on your hand. And it was a ring that she wanted it had a trillion shaped diamond on either side. Trillions are triangular shaped diamonds.
Right.
Well, if you're going to do that, that's why I ask questions. What type of work do you do? Because somebody who's in the medical field, they may want to show their engagement ring off, but then the wedding band becomes the most important part because they're not going to wear their engagement ring all the time to work, which they shouldn't because it gets really destroyed when you're in a healthcare environment. So this is what she told him she wanted. I explained to him, look, if we do this, that's fine, but we're going to have to custom make a band and it's going to have angles and it's going to be kind of severe. And he was like, this is what she wants. This is what she wants. She's adamant. She got the ring and she came in and she was like, I hate my ring. And she cried and I felt horrible for him. And I said to her, but this is what you told him that you wanted. I said, I have no problem doing this. I said, but I explained all of this to him and you were adamant that that's what you wanted. And now this poor guy's feeling horrible, like he did something wrong when all he did was get her what she wanted.
What you wanted.
She said, well, somebody should have told him that. I said, I explained that to him. Somebody should have explained that to you and not just said, oh, yeah, sure, that's great. That's why I say when you go in, it's no different than if you go to a doctor, if you go to a lawyer, whatever you do, a carpenter, people come, you ask a lot of questions.
Questions.
I tend to be the person to ask tons of questions because, if you don't want a band that's not a straight band, then you can't have something that has odd shaped diamonds on the side because it's not going to work.
Right. Right. So then did you suggest that before the engagement ring is given, the future bride should try? No, because then how would they be surprised?
No, even I tell guys, even if they come in, I always tell men, you know what? If you guys want to come out and shop, if you guys have talked about it, then fine, bring her in, let her try different things on
Okay.
her hands
Yes.
and look that.
So it's
If
when they
she
haven't talked
says,
about it.
right now, and if it's something that's clean and classic, just like a plain solitaire mounting, I'll say have at it because it's very classic and simple. Chances are, yes, they're going to love it. But if they want to create something that is very obscure and very different, I always say, let's just present it to her as a solitaire and then get her involved with making the setting for it. That way you have the romance, the excitement. She says yes, she's gushing and everything else, but then you can come in together and create
Make the ring.
the ring for
That's
it.
a good
Make
idea.
sure she's going to love
That's a
it.
smart. Yeah, that's a smart idea. That's a smart idea. But now, what happens when they say no?
We've had that happen a couple of times, but normally I do ask people again, have you guys talked about it? How long have you been together? And in most cases, the answer is yes. This was many years ago when I had someone who, came back and said, she said no. And you do, your heart sinks and you feel horrible, but yet you have to try to tell them, it's better that it happened now, not that you get married.
Yeah.
And again, it's that trying to find those positives to let them know, yeah, this really sucks now, but, and sure enough, he came back many years later and was like, I still remember walking in and still remember saying that to you, and, you saying that someday you'll find that right person. And he was like, Eileen, I found that person. And, we created a whole new ring for her and stuff. So it's nice when you get that feel good moment afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have a lot of feel good moments in what you do.
Absolutely.
You really
100%.
do.
I do.
Yeah. And so it makes for happiness from within.
Absolutely.
It does. It makes for happiness from within. Yeah.
Yeah.
What you do for a living, I think, has a lot to do with your happiness too.
I agree. I mean, it's just one of those things that, again, I've been told many times, and I take it as a compliment, why do you insist on looking through life through rose-colored glasses? And I was like, because I live in Pittsburgh and it's gray. I happen to like the color rose. So therefore, I wear my rose-colored glasses every day. And it's true. Again, it's, as Mike said earlier, and I said, it is a mindset. So yes, when you go in, I get the opportunity to be creative, hear amazing stories of how people met. And, it's really great when you meet people who it's their second marriage and, they reconnected on Facebook or at a class reunion,
right,
or, anything like that. It's those stories that are so fun and amazing to hear that, someday I should write a book just with all the stories that
I
I've
was
heard,
going to say,
and
how
one
you
is
have to have
better than the other.
You have to have a ton of good
is.
stories.
Oh, they're amazing. We'll do that another day. Just
Okay.
happy
We'll
moments.
do that on another one. Mike, we were just talking about bride-to-bes that didn't like the ring or said no. So that's what you missed. You didn't really miss.
My wife said no 3 times to me.
What?
She said no 3 times. 3rd time was a charm.
Really?
Yeah.
3 times?
Miserable. Yeah.
Hey, did you say she was miserable?
It was miserable all the way.
It was miserable.
Yeah. That was just not right,
He's not going to be living in. He's not going to be living in that house. She can throw him out.
It's the truth. It is the truth. But I did put the ring in a damn glass and, all that other fun stuff that final time,
Did you?
Oh, so you finally got smart and romantic.
So there's more to the story than she said no. You proposed different ways. What was the first proposal?
If I'm not mistaken, we went to Ditka's and it was in my car.
With a ring or without a ring?
I can't remember if I had anything. No, I probably didn't have anything.
Okay, so that's not real. That's not real. Okay.
Then the second time, I actually did have a ring, but it did come from a Cracker Jack, one of the wind-up machine.
The gumball machines.
Yes, and it was actually a really nice ring. I think she has it still. I think. But yeah, it's she made me work.
You work. She's one of a real proposal.
Well, I was serious the first 2 times.
I don't think she made you work. She just get it right. What is it? What's the?
Well, at least I do give some suggestions to my customers when they ask, and
don't go to a
tell you in a car. Yeah, definitely. I don't say sit in a car and go, hey, what do you think?
Yeah,
you want to get married someday?
You get this done or not?
Don't do it at the drive-in. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, this is a really, really interesting happiness from within tour. I'm learning a lot here today about my my counterpart over there. I'm learning a lot
Oh my gosh.
on the Uncle B and Mike P. I'm learning a lot about Mike P today.
But it's
Hey,
very,
I did say this. This is pretty funny.
Yeah.
You got Eileen
Yeah.
P.
Eileen
We
P.
got all these initials. Yep.
yeah.
Mike P,
MP,
Uncle B,
EP.
and Eileen P.
There you
Yep.
go.
Or EP. Look at that.
EP. Yeah, that is true. That is nice. I like it. I think you have to become a regular. You have to become a regular guest spot.
Well, this one's probably lasting like 2 hours.
You know, this is going to be a lot of editing, everybody. A lot of editing.
Yeah.
No, it
I would
seems like
definitely
that's
say
the way this thing goes. You know, you start off with a plan, unknowing to me nor the guest, and it sort of just takes off, and 2 hours later.
True. And Shannon says, "What are you going to talk about?" I'm like, I don't know. I know who's coming on, so I know it's going to be good because
Runs.
she's interesting. She's funny. It's going to be a good show. Like
Again,
you need a couple things. Now,
nothing
real quick,
scripted.
I did. Go ahead.
Nothing scripted.
Nothing
There's
scripted.
nothing scripted. It's real.
But we got to ask the same question.
Exactly. That's what makes it best.
But we got to ask these same questions. First question, I've already asked him. Now I've asked him, and now I'm asking you. I don't want to start a war now in your house, but I'm gonna ask you this question. I eat a Reese cup. I take whatever it is, and I leave the wrapper on the counter. I don't put it in the garbage can. It might be right on the counter by the garbage can, but I still leave a trail. So Shannon's like, she can tell where I was because there's a trail of stuff that I haven't thrown away.
I would strangle you.
That annoys her. So I always ask everybody, what is it about your spouse or anybody that you've had a roommate with? Doesn't have to be your spouse. It can be the littlest, tiniest thing, but it just really made you crazy. Like I think someone said, grind their gears. Like it just really, like what mine with Shannon is the way she loads the dishwasher. Like I can't stand it. Like I'll be like, just don't touch it. I'll do it. What is yours? It doesn't have to be with Paulino. It can be with whoever you want.
If you get out of bed, I'm an early riser. You get out of bed after me, make the freaking bed. I cannot walk into a house with a bed that is unmade. A bed has got to be made every day, and there better not be a dish in the sink.
Okay, here's my thoughts on this. And Shannon agrees, but we do make the bed. But my thing is, why make it? You're just going to mess it up again.
Because when I walk in the house, a messy bed and a messy house tells me you're disheveled and confused in life. It's a pattern. It just needs to look neat. And Mike's right. It's presentation. It's the way it's overall.
So, I mean, when we make the bed, it's wonderful. But Shannon's always like, we always do this. We spend this time, but we're just going to mess it up again. Like now that I started unloading the dishwasher, because I will load the dishwasher, she will unload. Now that I started unloading, instead of putting the plates back, I've been just setting the table again. Because why am I going to put it in the cabinet and then later put it on the table? So I just set the table again, and I wrap the silverware and napkins, and it's already set for dinner time then.
I like that idea.
Right? That's not bad.
I like that one.
Now,
you come to my house and unload my dishwasher and do that.
So you're telling me he doesn't make the bed if you got out first and he's second?
Which is, I'm always been out first. So that was just like that. Yeah.
So
always.
the bed's not, so that's yours. Now, what is his for you?
The way I load the dishwasher.
Really?
And I hate it. And I'm like, do I look like I'm two? Do not go back in that dishwasher and redo it.
Yeah, she gets mad when I do it, but I do it. Because she'll put all the spoons together or all the forks together. And I'm like,
here's the deal.
You can't
Wait
do
till
that.
she's out of the room and do it. That's like your mother and father doing it in front of me, in front of her, or someone doing it. I'm not a child. I hate the way he does it. He hates the way I do it. So I don't know what makes his way right. Do it when I go upstairs to bed. I don't care. Have fun and reload the dishwasher. Just don't do it in front of me.
That's a question for everybody. When you load the dishwasher, do you put all the same silverware in the same compartments, or do you put like a knife, a spoon, a fork in one department, a knife,
No.
a spoon, a fork in another one? What do
No.
you do? You do what?
All utensils are the same because when I'm putting them away, I'm going to grab all the spoons and put the spoons in the same slot.
Okay, stop. Mike, what do you do?
I just put them in whatever slot's open.
So you don't meticulously put them in.
No, because you just grab whatever's in that slot and you put them, separate them as you're putting them away.
See, that drives me crazy. Because to me, if you put all the spoons together, the spoon, they all go together and they're not getting washed. Right? They're not getting washed in between the spoons because they're sitting together.
To me, I'll just put whatever slot's open. I just load them up and call it a day.
I divide them out.
Well, in my defense, my dishwasher has a rack and they go this way, so they can't spoon together.
What do you mean?
Mine has a third rack, so I pull it out and my silverware lays in each individual slot.
They lay down.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now mine has a little basket that you put them
in. And
Yeah. So that's a big thing at our house. The loading of the dishwasher. And I'll make the plates face and face. And she's like,
no, they all face one way. Yeah.
No.
I'm Shannon. Yeah.
No.
You're all about to spoon. There's little dividers in between them so they don't spoon. There's a space between them.
I don't know. No.
I think you and Paulino should just live together.
No, wait, here's the next one. Wait, I got one more for you. I'm gonna love these will be little things we put on. When you are using the vacuum cleaner and you are vacuuming on hardwood or on tile, do you have the brushes on or the brushes off?
Who are you asking?
Both.
Go ahead.
Carpet brushes on, hardwood brushes off.
When I use a vacuum, that's what I use. That's what I would do.
Which one?
Same thing. I mean, if you're on a carpet, use a carpet. Or the roller on, and if you're not, then you don't.
Yeah, we fight about this all the time because I say when you put the roller on and it's on the hardwood, it just spits the stuff out the back. It doesn't actually stick it up. Am I right? Please tell me I'm right.
I agree.
All right. Well, both of you are going to be getting a call from Shannon after this airs because she said it doesn't make a difference.
Oh yeah, no.
I'll usually switch it. And
I do too.
Switch it.
On a rare occasion, I use the sweeper here.
And these are the things that make me happy from within.
Just being told you're right because two people agree with you.
I'm correct. It's my happiness from within.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I had a good time tonight. Thank you guys.
So did I.
Yeah. This is fun.
Thanks for inviting me. I didn't know what to expect. It was a good time.
Yeah. So everybody, this was the Happiness from Within tour, and it was a great time tonight. And before we go, I want to ask you 3 things that you feel are qualities that bring you happiness from within.
Gold, silver, and platinum.
Gold, silver, yeah.
Diamonds, pearls, and rubies.
See that? Huh?
Diamonds, pearls, rubies, gold.
Oh, good stuff.
That was a that was a good answer, everybody. That was a very good answer.
Just teasing everyone.
Yes.
One of the biggest things I would say that always makes me happy, and anyone who's a parent will know, it's my child and the fact that I'm very, very proud of her. And very cool because she's going to be graduating July 20th and will be a PA. So I'm very excited about that. Also, as I've gotten older, my friendships that I have rekindled over the years, and this month is my birthday month. For the first time ever, all my friends have just really been doing a whole birthday month. I've never done that, made fun of my friends who have done it in the past, but I'm not going to lie. I love every bit of it.
Great. Happy birthday.
Yes, thank you. And last but not least is my faith. And I think that definitely keeps me grounded. Makes me smile, even though, things get crazy in the world. You just have to believe. So those are my three biggest things that I think make me smile every day.
And what would be your advice to someone who is looking for happiness from within?
I am always going to go with it's a mindset. You can choose to
I
see
love it.
glass half full, half empty. And I always joke, I know plenty of people whose glass is always just freaking broken. Mine will always be half full.
Always have full. That's
On
great.
that-
Everybody,
On that thought,
full glasses. What do you say, Mike?
you were talking about your child graduating in July
Yeah.
as a PA. Congratulations.
That's big.
Thank you.
All
All
right,
right.
everybody. Have a great time.
Fun.
Stay happy.
Enjoy.
Happiness from within. Mike P, Uncle B, and Eileen, our newest addition to the show.
Thank you. Have a great night, everyone.
See you later. Bye.
See you, Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Your happiness.